We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. I mean, in the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture. We are here, and I can't see Lang. Oh, okay. Lang, you stepped away for a minute?
Yeah, he must have
Lang,
stepped away.
yeah, he
He
must have
must have.
stepped away. Okay, we are here. We had an amazing part 1 for this tiers conversation for oh, here we go. Let me fix that till we get back. We had an amazing conversation about tiers, which J Smo was not privy to. Smo, I don't know how much you missed. Were you able to catch some pieces of the part 1?
I was. I really just I came here today to say, you out of line with that pioneer tier shit, man. That's all. That's the only reason
I
I'm here.
never said pioneer.
Hold on,
You know what?
let's
Go
Like,
ahead.
you
Get
know
your
what?
intros
No,
off.
let's
be a
take our time. Let's
swindler
take our
though.
time.
Frank be a
Mhm.
swindler, so he absolutely could have just put that random tier and put it on Yo Jacket. That's not right. And also,
Apparently, it
new
was a.
God tier. Let's
Mhm.
stop, bro. Let's stop giving them you know what I'm saying, what you call it, like the handicaps on the bicycle training wheels, man. They can enter the tier system like everyone else did in every other era, Frank. It's gonna be okay. But that's the
Okay.
only thing. I thought some of the dialogue, I didn't get to see the whole video, but I even
Mhm.
thought, Kheo, even if I don't agree with all of them, trying to put like if you across a top tier across 3 eras, I'm
Mhm.
not saying every time that equal you being a god tier, but I started realizing that do feel like a big part of it. Like literally,
Mhm.
if you made it a crawl, like I like putting numbers and tangible stuff. So I like the conversation, man. I got a more simplistic view of it. Um,
Okay.
I like
Okay.
to.
So you don't agree with Pioneer tier, which, according to Cheo, is an addendum and not an actual tier. It is an addendum. I'll let him explain what that means. I still haven't Googled it. And new tier. You said you were anti new tier as well, J Smo. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
I mean, we know when guys are new guys, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But even within that, like guys get to mid tier quicker, top tier. The
Hmm.
reality is like that there is a point where you're not. I think some of the people that are called new guys now aren't even like I ain't calling you just a new guy no more. You know what I'm saying? But some guys will hold if we say new guy tier is a thing, some guys gonna hold on to it like 5th year seniors and try to not let it go because they're not trying to be out here in the regular tiers or not trying to get called low tier, which is people hate that connotation. That's what most battle rappers are. So for me, I would take out those in betweeners, man. I think there's variance within the tier. There's some high top tier, mid tier guys compared to some low mid tier. Like you can decipher if we gave two names, even if they had the same tier, they could be different levels. But to me, low, mid, top, and then God tier. Simple as that.
Low, mid, top, and god tier. Okay, so only 4 tiers. We'll go around the room and address that. Lang, how you feel about that?
Um, you know what's crazy? I feel like uh I feel like it's really only 3 tiers.
Hmm.
And like I feel like if you're the top of top tier, that's when you start being like I don't know. I feel like top tier and god tier is kind of like in the same bubble. It's just like I don't know how to explain it. Let it come back to me, but I have to figure out what I'm trying to say with that. But like I never really because it's interesting because I never really considered like even though I feel like as a culture we've accepted there's a such thing as god tier. I feel like it's been multiple people that's been in that bubble that completely got dropped. And I feel like if you're in such a tier, it shouldn't be that easy for you to drop out of it. If that makes sense. Like I feel like there's been a couple people that like has been in that tier, and then within like a couple of battles or like a couple of years, they just flop right out. Whereas like top tier, I feel like that's a lot harder to lose for a lot of people. So I always that's why I always struggle with like is like with God tier in general. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, Cheo, how you feel?
First off, shout out to you, Frank. Shout out to Lang. He brought the heat last
Oh,
episode. You saw the comments was definitely rocking with him, and his reputation precedes him. And shout out to Smo, of course. He wasn't here last time, so I'm very much anticipating this episode because Smo always brings nuance and facts. So shout out to all y'all. I got to defend myself, so bear with me. So let's get to it. All right. First and foremost, everything I'm saying is predicated on the fact that I am of sound, strong, adamant belief that people do not want to graduate battlers to newer or higher tiers. They just don't. This is what this is all predicated on. So whenever I'm talking, keep that in your mind. It's because there's this reluctance. Somebody said it. I wish I had the tweets up, but somebody said it in the tweet. They were like, "Yeah, he did all this and this. Nah, he's still not top tier." It's like he can't do anything. It never matters because you're holding people in frozen positions, sometimes to their detriment, holding them back, or sometimes you're leaving them up in top tier and they're really not top tier anymore. So that's first. That's where everything comes from. Mm-hmm. Now let's get to the history. It used to just be top tiers and low tiers at one point. It really was just top tiers, and then that implicitly made low tiers, and then mid tiers came along, and then God tiers came along, really just to describe Lux and Mook. There was no God tier. So when I was going back and forth and getting your tweet,
I said it wasn't them, but I feel what you're saying.
Like that term started catching on. I'm not saying no one used it before, but I specifically remember, I believe Mook it was. And then people start kidding they God tiers. They're like, all right, Lux is my favorite, so I ain't got no argument. And Mook is fire, so I ain't got no argument. But I'm going back and forth on your tweet again with the battle rapper Cassius, and I'm like, you're saying basically what Smo and a lot of people are saying, and I'm not oblivious to what people are saying. It's to me now it's too much. But the too much comes because there is nuance. Just like we always known there's a higher top tier and a lower top tier. He's high mid. He's like top of the mids. He's like a low mid tier, a Corvette and all of that. We know that there's nuance. We know it's not just like you're in and everybody's the same. They're not. So we know that there's gatekeepers at top tier and the top tier. We know that there's nuance. So we always had nuance. We just never really labeled it. But as fans and as a culture, we've always acknowledged that there's nuance. So all I'm saying with these tiers is just more nuance, just more labels for nuance. So with that being said, I don't want to filibuster, so I'm going to try to land my plane here. I'm going back and forth with Cash, and she's saying,
I hear you.
Saying that cut. Take it from the top. Respectfully.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth, and as a battler, I respect that Cash is a battler. So, but I'm saying you're including God tier, and that wasn't an original tier. That wasn't originally that was a more recent addition to the classic 3 tiers. So you want to add that, but then it's like, oh, you're adding too much. Well, then don't add that. No, of course you're going to add that because the sport is getting older. There's more generations. And so now we got more nuance. So yes, I said pioneers are something to keep in this conversation because there are pioneers. And regardless of what you think of their skill set in 2026 or whenever you're watching this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Or whether you're talking about if they are, even back then, pioneers are pioneer, and they do deserve their own recognition and reverence, for lack of a better word, right? So I would just say that's one thing to keep in mind when you're talking about tiers. There are pioneers to the sports, to different regions, to different styles, all of that. So I keep pioneers. I respect the pioneers, and I do address them as pioneers.
Can you give us 3 examples of pioneers, please?
Oh yeah, I can give you 3 examples of pioneers. Cassidy, but that might be a little too overarching. So if you want me to keep it like more once the culture is actually birthed, I could say Disaster was a pioneer. Lux was a pioneer.
Hold on. I just need people that are in the pioneer tier that you're describing. So
it's not a tier. I never called it a tier. I'm just saying there are pioneers.
You can call pioneers, and I get that because let's say Big T and Lux are just both pioneers. It's vastly different how we rank, but they're still pioneers though. Like as individuals, like what Big T did for Chicago, Midwest, what Lux
Right.
But I get what he's trying to say. He's not saying there's a tier to it, but it's the same way we call people veterans. That don't mean we gonna make a veteran tier. That's just something else that you could call them though. Like that's
right. I'm just throwing that out there to be like, there's
it's a
respect to
way.
pioneers.
Oh, definitely.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like usually
You're in the gulag, Lang.
Can you hear me now?
No.
I'll come back.
No, now we can hear you.
You're good now. You're good now.
It's over. So we'll wait for Lane to come back.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad. Now that you put it like that, the pioneer tier I felt like was probably something to save like people that are washed up. But here's another thing though. You really can't. It's rare once you make, because here's why I think people are so not quick to graduate people to tiers is this shit is supposed to be hard. Like it's supposed to be hard to make some of these tiers. You feel, or did Kheo still there? I don't know if he got knocked out or not, but it's hard to make some of these tiers. You know what I'm saying, man? But on top of that, like, I lost my train of thought, man.
Yeah, I think I kicked the wrong person.
This guy, bro. This guy.
Lane, can you talk so I know which one to kick?
Do I sound good on this one?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. All right.
Okay, my fault, Kheo. My fault.
Heckler, man.
You kicked me?
The battle rap God said we're too powerful to all be on the same.
Way too powerful. Go ahead, Lane.
I'm just to finish my point now that I remembered.
Please.
People are hesitant to graduate people to tiers because once you make it, it's really hard to take that from someone. Like it's some washed up top tier battle rappers, but they still top tier battle rappers. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing for me is I feel like how people are booked more times than not really separates the tiers. And we'll get into that later, you know what I'm saying, after Lang goes. But I think people have a tough time graduating people quick because once you're there, that's a big title to get and it's hard to lose it. You don't really get it taken from you once you make it. So it should be hard to get there and earn that. But Lang, floor is yours, bro.
No, I was just going to say that to the point of like pioneer, veteran, whatnot, I feel like that's a way to show respect while not necessarily calling a battler a top tier. Because I feel like if someone's been around for a while, we usually throw the veteran aspect on them if we don't feel like they're an upper echelon talent. And same with pioneer. If someone was like very like innovative, right, in the earlier portions of battle rap, but they're not necessarily either active nor of a higher echelon now. Like that's our way of saying like they have contributed something to the culture, even though they're not necessarily a top act right now. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I do feel like it's a huge part of understanding how we got to where we got right now. Like he mentioned Cassie, another person I would say is a pioneer, and this may be a controversial take, and I love this battler, but I do feel like his best days was in the earlier portion of battle rap. I feel like he has a better career in the freestyle era than he does in like the 3-round battle rap format. I'm gonna say Thesaurus.
I knew he was gonna say Thesaurus.
Wow.
I knew he was gonna say Thesaurus. I didn't want to. I don't want to cut your wisdom. Go ahead, keep going. But I was gonna say.
Damn. Oh, Lang, you still there?
Yeah, he there. He moving around.
Okay. Connection been smoking Lang, man.
Yeah, he been getting killed. Same thing on 3.
What is he saying? Is a pioneer, but like not a top tier anymore? Was that kind of
that was gonna be my?
I think that's where he was going, but I want to put. I know what he means though, because listen, Thesaurus is still a phenomenal talent. So even Thesaurus at like 80% is still impressive to me. What I would say to Lang, and I don't know if he can hear us yet, but the difference between a vet and a pioneer, because it is like similar, and it does give those vibes, right? The difference is anybody could be a vet if they just got enough time and they just hang around, right? Of whatever skill set. But a pioneer, even if we say they're not as nice, it's the fact that whatever they did or whatever geography they birthed, people built off of it. And that's a difference, because you could be a 15-year vet and you're making your rounds, you're a journeyman. But if you were somebody who started punching or scheming, let's say scheming, you're a pioneer to schemes or a pioneer to the SONS style of punching or a pioneer of West Coast battle rap or a pioneer, people built off of your legacy. And that does garner some type of like, okay, respect. Because before somebody could take a dunk from the free throw, somebody had to just take a dunk, period, right? So it's just like a little difference from a vet is all I'm saying.
Okay, so we're doing away with pioneer tier. I respect it. So then my next question is, gentlemen, can you each, I'll start with Smo and then I'll go to Kheo. Can you each list for me who are the God tiers? Because it can't be that many.
Nah, it's not that many at all. And honestly, I'm way stricter with the list than I think a lot of people will. I've welcomed a couple, maybe one or two more names than before. But listen, you get Mook and Lux for sure. You know what I'm saying? After Mook and Lux, you have Hitman to me as a God tier. And I think a big part of being God tier, I'm gonna throw Surf in there as well. I think last time I had this convo was on live with ARP, and those were the four. And the fifth I'll add is Rock. And Rock is different than the other four because I think a lot of the tier system, like I said earlier, is how you're booked. God tiers are booked very rarely as like an event. Like, yo, it could be Summer Madness, whatever, but it's going to be the Sue Surf card. It's going to be, yo, Hitman is battling. Like, I might not know what Bags and Bodies called. I know Hitman. How I got a battle on it, though. Mook and Lux, self-explanatory, same thing. So for me, God tier has always been viewed like that. Even at a point in time, even though he's a little more active, Diz, who's the first person I think to say God tier in a battle. That's what I was referring to earlier. And to a side of battle rap, he is. I think to all sides he kind of is, because the few times that they would bring King of the Dot style artist, whatever you want to call it, over, Diz was one of those names where people like, we do want to see him on like Ilmac never made it, but that's another one where it's like 3 or 4 out there, Saurus, where you're like, even people who don't fuck with that style of battle rap is like, but we kind of want to see him here because they're them over there. But for me, it's really that big 5. And Rock's different because Rock, it's not an event the same way it is for Surf or Hitman or Lux and Mook, because Rock battles more often. But I guess it just shows there's different paths to success, because even though it is more about how you're booked, the visual of it, like you'd be hard pressed to not say Tay Rock's God tier when he's the best battle rapper ever. Everybody like, yo, anyone else you put in the convo have probably said out loud on camera that Tay Rock's the best battle rapper ever. He embodies it to a different type of degree. So he's my one exception, and it's still a big deal when he pops out. But to me, those first 4 are really my core 4: Hitman, Surf, Mook, and Lux. Very small.
Okay. Hitman, Surf, Mook, and Lux. So Disaster, Tay Rock, and Verb, are any of those 3 can be added to your list, J Smo?
You said Disaster. Who's the middle one?
Disaster, Tay Rock, or Verb?
Yeah, Rock for sure. Yeah, because that's kind of, I got Rock in there. It's just I'm getting used to saying that, but I get why he's made it there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Rock. And what about Verb and Disaster?
Diz is tough because me personally, I think the career of Diz is, I don't want to say vastly overrated. And I just think a big part of it is it's not really my type of rap for real. Like the core basis of his style, I feel like lacks content. But with all that being said, like on his side of battle rap for sure, like you would put like Pat and Diz as like them, like top. And he did start battling more rare. Like it do be kind of an event. Like when Diz pops out, he ruined that in recent years wildin', but it meant something. Like when he battled Danny, that shit meant something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even if it don't mean to our typical battle rap that I know that we all kind of get in the game off of. So Diz, but Verb, no. Even though Verb's done some incredible things, I think Verb might even be a top 10 type of battle rapper ever. I think
he's beaten 3 out of the 5 people on this list. How is Verb not a God tier?
I mean, we'd also have to talk about. There's a bunch of people that have beaten top level names like that.
There's nobody.
No, Charlie Clips done beat Rock, Surf, Hitman. Clearly, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't just flat out say he's a God tier either. Like some of those guys are.
He's not.
You think those guys are just all God tier, but that's the problem. You want to make everyone everything. Now we got 50 God tiers. Rum Diddy God tier. Geechee Gotti God tier. What's the point, bro? You just
okay, you know what? You're right.
I asked you out of some clubs, bro. They can still be legends in their own right.
I asked you your opinion. You're right. So it's Mook, Lux, Surf, Hitman, Diz, and Rock. Those 6.
And even Diz, but he used the term. You could maybe. I'm at it.
Okay, your 6 are solidified. Kheo, who are your God tier?
I'm gonna answer, but I don't want to respond. And now I want to make sure. I don't know if Lang heard me earlier, but I forget. Lang, you still there or you froze?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. I was saying that you hit the spot about vet and pioneer, and I got where you were going. I think the only difference I just wanted to make a point, and I want you to hear, was that a vet could be anybody that's just a journeyman that's been around long, whereas a pioneer, people are built off of something they started,
Yeah,
be it a
innovative.
geography, right? They started something or they started an area. So that's just the only, and it's a nuance, but it is something of substance. Anyway, to answer your question, Frank. The reason why I say top tier for 3 or more errors is because it's more tangible of a metric. Because it gets subjective, right? Because when I was listening to Shmo talk about Diz, and he's right, Diz was the first person that said God tier. It's hard to dismiss Diz. I mean, if you think of Diz's whole career, I'd be disingenuous to say he's not God tier.
Yeah, it's tough.
If I could say it's not always been my cup of tea, or this, whatever. I'm not taking nothing away from Diz. I remember being at whatever event that was when Brooklyn Hands and Calico got into it, and they moved venues, and then it didn't even end up going down. I think only one battle was Young Ill and JC. And I remember it was these 2 girls who came all the way from somewhere to see Diz, and we were in New York, and I was like, and this was back then. I'm not saying they wasn't fans, but I mean, like, I was like surprised. These two white girls from, like, I forget where. They were like mad far, maybe like California, I think. But it was just like, damn, they came out here to see. They're like, yeah, we came out here to see Diz, and I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. And that we were just in line. I was just talking to them shit. So all that to say, I like metrics. I like to be able to have some type of a metric in. We're gonna say this all through this program, and in the comments, salute y'all in the comments. You're gonna be seeing it in the comments, and it's gonna be seen on the clips in the tweets and on X. So salute y'all on X. Oh, you're letting everybody in. You're letting everybody in. You're letting everybody in. Listen, the Hall of Fame is gonna add people every year. It's just what it's gonna do. And yes, some Hall of Fame classes are gonna be stronger than other Hall of Fame classes, but it's still gonna grow. It's not stopping. And I know. Let me take that back because I think sometimes they don't admit people in the Hall of Fame, but you get my point. Yeah. Having top tier, not just ability, but pull, like top tier status across generations is so hard. And as we get further in battle rap, there's going to be more people that lay this claim, but it's still not enough where you can't dismiss it. Because I look at Sirius Jones, one of the all-time greats of his era. Like, Sirius Jones really was that guy at one point. Like, really far. His top tierness was a lot further than some other people's top tierness that we look at as really dope now, or a few years ago in 2019. Sirius Jones couldn't maintain it for that many eras. He couldn't maintain not the same level. He had the respect, he had the opportunities, but when we saw him, it was like, when we first saw him with Some Madness 2, it was like, and then we saw him a few times in a few years, and then he went on a win streak, and people were like, "Oh, he don't lose," but it still wasn't the draw. It wasn't the. And salute to Sirius Jones because he's Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? First ballot Hall of Famer. But to be like a Lux or a Mook and do it in different eras where it's easy for people to be like, "Yeah, we respect you," but it's just like, all right, like even now, Shmo talking about Verb, and I'm with you, Frank. Verb beat Mook and Lux. What can I say? You know what I mean? Like, as well
Lux,
as,
by the way, Mook, Lux, Surf, Hitman,
I know,
Diz,
I know,
Rock
I know.
is the only person in this God tier list that he didn't beat. I think a lot of people got Rock beating Verb.
That is terrible.
Okay,
but,
I think Rock.
But I agree. But for me, it's not. I mean, you got to have some key wins at that level. But God tier has it's so minimal compared to wins and loss. Like, and I'm
it is.
It don't got nothing to do with that. Yo, Verb is not booked like a God tier.
He's not.
Like, he's just not at all. Like, it's just not. So, and that should tell you. Same way with Jones.
He ushered in an entire region. That don't count for nothing.
But I'm trying to tell you, it's God tier in the way it's put down. Look at Lux and Mook with a third of the resume of every guy we're talking about. But it's not fucking debatable. It's not about it's the one time that I'm not looking. You have to be competitive, but it's not as simple as wins and losses, or I did really good versus all the top guys, some shit like that. I'm telling you, the way these guys are booked, it's an event with Mook and Lux. Like that's it. Hitman, whoa, Hitman's outside. When Verb be outside, I do 100K views. Like it just had like it's not the same, bro. It's really it's got more to do with the booking and presentation than it does anything to do with skill.
Here's my pushback, because I got the same list as Smo basically, but here's my pushback to what Smo literally just said. There's no way I'm leaving Rex off of a God tier list.
Oh, Rex ain't
and it's not always an event for Rex.
But he's not. But that's why I wouldn't put you. Yo, Rex, there's a gap in the way that, and I get we be respecting like he's actually right there with them. It's a gap in the way Rex is viewed compared to Mook and Lux, man.
It is. And that, listen, there's reasons, there's other variables, and I'm gonna land my plane because I know Lane got something to input, but I'm just saying it like that. I'm gonna land my plane here. You said it earlier. There's different paths to it, right? Because when Mook was all of Mook's career, there's some battles, there's some times between his battles where it was like, Mook, he about to get up there rambling, or like hypocritical hippopotamus. Like there's been times where it was like it's still Mook, but it's like he was getting into that Reed territory at some times, right?
Iron Solomon battle, the Big K battle. He's had some
but he still, like you said, was an event, was a draw, was a talent. I'm gonna always stick to my formula. When you're top tier, and I'm laying there because I want Lang to go, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna land it after I say this. We're gonna get into the point of this conversation where we got to understand about you can reach a height and you get the title, but you can fall out. But you still got the title. It's still in your house, and you got the belt in your house. You're not the current reigning whatever. But people do fall out of these tiers. But that doesn't mean like if you got there, you got there. Because when you were talking earlier, Lang, I know you're talking about Hollow the Don, right? You're talking about God tiers that can't hold it. I know you're talking about Hollow the Don, and you're right. However, I feel like if you attain it, you attain it, and then you might fall out because you're gonna fall out eventually. At some point, people are gonna be on to some newness and. You know what I mean? Like everybody called Rock the logo. We used to call Mook the logo. You know what I mean? Everybody gives Rock this credit of being the epitome of battle rap, which I do too. But we used to say that about K-Shine, or at least I did. So you're not gonna hold it forever. But if you get there, if you can say, man, I was the man in 3 eras. I'm God. I'm a God tier. It may not have been the more recent eras, but I was there in Scribble Jam. I was there in Fight Club. I was there in the DVD era. I was there in the Smack URL YouTube era. I was there in the Caffeine era. You got 3 eras where you was really top tier, like it was an event like supposed to. You God tier. You God tier.
Okay, Lang, the floor is yours. You can respond to the Pioneer thing and the God tier thing if you want.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we both see eye to eye in terms of like Pioneer and whatnot. But the point I had for Verb was that while I do think that he has legacy wins, probably some of the biggest legacy wins, with wins over Disaster, Surf, Hitman, Mook, Lux, like he has legacy defining wins. But one thing that you're very invested in, Frank, is the numbers. And surprisingly, if you look at Verb's numbers in comparisons to like the other people that we just mentioned, it's like a night and day difference. Like he has million view battles, don't get me wrong. Like I want to say to be fair, I don't remember what's the last million view battle he had in the last like few years.
I don't even think he got one in the 2020s.
That's crazy. Sure that the Lux and Mook battles must have done a milli.
But that's
both of those done.
That's more than 5 years ago, Frank.
Hold on, I'm about to look.
And again, I'm not really big on views, you know what I'm saying? But like I have to concede to the fact that like most God tier really do pull in those type of numbers, regardless of the type of.
By the way, 2019, it's 7 years since Verb had a million battle.
And who was that? That was Lux.
Yeah.
Lux. Okay.
Continue. I just want to back up your point. That's all, man.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Lang.
But yeah, no. In terms of my God tiers, though, it's tough for me because I'm kind of between what both of them were saying, because I do feel like there has to be some level of draw ability while also some level of like high level achievement, right? So like immediately I throw Mook, Lux, Hitman, in the conversation. Like I think for me, those are the first three that I think of. Also think of Rock, right? But I think he doesn't have like the once a year pop out effect. So maybe that's why to a lot of people it's just like they're hesitant to put him in there. But off of pure achievement, he's there. I mean, everything you can ask for a battle rapper, he has it. And has been doing it since over 12, 13, 14 years. Another person where I feel, you know what's crazy? I would say that this person probably has one of the biggest draws, but if you compare his accomplishments versus like the other people I mentioned, I honestly don't think they really measure up. But you could throw Surf in that conversation too. I mean, I just feel like he is a person that just garners so much attention, and he literally is. I think Black even made a video, I want to say 2017, 2016, where he pretty much was saying that like he's the pinnacle of battle rap. And I think when he was saying that, he was saying it from the standpoint of like anything that he's involved in is like matters to people. Like people are going to talk about it. People are going to have a conversation about it. It's like he just draws that much attention. So I would throw Surf in that conversation. And then the last God tier I would mention, just because he's so universal, like I kind of have to throw Diz in there. And to Smo's point, I'm not really the biggest Diz fan either. I do feel like his content is acquired taste for many, but it's undeniable, bro. Like he's literally a universal battler. Like it's very hard to strip it away from him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you're talking about a guy that has multi-million view battles with people from different countries. And then you're also talking about a guy that has, again, transcended multiple eras, right? He was in the freestyle era. He was also in grind time. He also helped King of the Dot get to new heights. Like, if him and Cannabis don't happen, I'm not going to say King of the Dot doesn't become as big as it became, but that literally is like, if you made like a highlight reel of King of the Dot's biggest moments, Disaster's probably in most of them. Like, if we're keeping it real. Right.
Okay,
I think the only black eye that he has is the fact that like he doesn't have one good URL performance, like not one, and that's a huge black eye. But like overall, his contributions is undeniable. So that's another person that I feel like has to kind of be in that conversation.
Okay. This is gonna be the last thing we do with the God tier, so we can move on to the next tier. That's actually two parts to it, but I'm gonna say these names and only speak up if you object. Once you object, we have to take that person off the list. Our list is going to consist of the people we unanimously agree on. So I'm going to start with Murder Mook. No objections. Loaded Lux. No objections. Sue Surf. No objections.
Hold on, hold on.
Up. You object, Cheo?
Oh,
It's a tough
all
one.
right. Let me just say this.
Because here's the thing, to his point, and I know why he's doing that.
Culture.
Do that. Okay, let me ask this question, right? Because I feel like a lot of the people that we would put in God tier, they are at least at the very most somewhat in the GOAT conversation. Would any of you have Surf in the GOAT conversation?
No.
For a certain generation, yes.
Jesus Christ. You objected, though. I want to hear what Kheo got to fucking.
But hold on. So is that an official objection, Cheo? Because he immediately comes off the list.
I want to know what you're like. Tell me your reasoning. You don't gotta go crazy because
it's hard. But I gotta loyalty to the analytics of battle rap over my personal biases. I don't know if Surf has been top tier for 3 or more eras. Now I know that's not the criteria for all of us, but it is my personal criteria. And even if I'm listening to the criteria espoused by Smo and Lang is like a hybrid of both of ours, I don't know if Surf is definitely popular. And popularity is great. And that's great. It's no knock to him. He's huge. He's a huge draw. But it's not just draw. If that's the case, Anderson Burris will be God tier in a year or two.
Well, all these motherfuckers can rap at a high level. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
They could rap at a high level. They could rap
French
at a high.
we start comparing, but like they're in this convo because they have their own style, signature sound. You know what I'm saying? Influence the whole nine.
But there's a longevity factor to being God tier to me. There's a longevity, and there's one thing I didn't add, but I thought about as Lang was talking and Frank was talking and Smo was talking. Actually, all y'all were talking. I used to did say you got to be the God tier to be a God tier, but it's not really true because Hitman didn't, and Hitman is definitely God tier. Like no questions in my mind. But it definitely helps if you're gonna be considered God tier to have knocked off at least one, right? So when I look at Surf, and I say this really respectfully, I love Surf. I'm glad Surf is Team Jersey. He definitely is one of the biggest stars of battle rap's recent history, if not all history. But that don't make you just God to just being popular and being good and popular. He's very good and popular. You know what I mean? But was he top tier in the? It was.
Cheo, can you name a time where Sue Surf was not top tier?
I would say
That's
Surf
what I'm
became
at. That's
top
what I'm
tier.
at.
I would say Surf became so okay. His best year, like the year where he really got on, was 2011. That's when he came back from jail, Battle X Factor, Battle Shine, Battle Big T. That was like a huge 3 for him, right?
In all
When he
three
got
of
into
those,
the
top tier.
conceited battle,
Mhm.
I don't think he was top tier just yet. I do think that those were great performances, but
Mhm.
in all those other battles, like you could argue that in that time period, it sounds crazy. You you could argue X Factor was like higher in the total poem at the time when he was battling him. Him and K
Yeah.
Shine was about eye level, huh?
Mhm.
I say he did outrank him, but we got to put things in perspective. We talking longevity, like yo, like he was on SM1 and no one.
Yeah,
One.
no
Like, what
facts,
are we
facts,
Man,
You're
even
right.
facts.
like,
You're right.
yo, if
talking
You're
you're
right.
about?
You
gonna
know
use an
what? I take it back.
article, if
But
you're
You know
but
what?
What are we talking
he
about?
was opening up SM though. That's
Questioning
the
but
Sue
thing.
here,
Surf
So
as
here's my
God
thing
tier
though
is
with KO,
crazy.
but all I mean, like I guess a lot of those guys weren't technically top tier at the time, but they were creating the game, so it's a different way to look at
Yeah.
it. Like they were literally
Yeah.
like creating the original pieces, so there wasn't
Yeah.
even really tier combo crazy. Like motherfuckers was just
No,
rapping.
you're
And we
right. You're right.
was
You're right. You're right.
So
cool.
do you
But
remove your
if
objection,
we
Teo?
talking eras though, just to argue because Surf in the ring, I actually it's a tough climate to be critical. If we went through his history, it's not like I'm over here just like, oh, Surf just the best. But you said Go Convo, I almost passed out. But he went from the YouTube era, right? He'd have been through the
Mhm.
app caffeine era, whatever you want to like refer to that as well. I mean, I don't know. Surf been at it for a minute, man. Like it's
A
I mean, unless
long
No,
you
you know
I
what?
would say
That's
Surf
so,
became top tier around the conceited battle. So that's like 2012. I don't think
I'm
he
not
was
mad
top
at
tier
that.
prior to
I'm
that.
not mad at that.
So
I'm not mad at that. So from
listen.
2012 to
You
2026, and now they're waiting for him to save the culture, and we're
no.
having
You know
a
what?
discussion. Do
All
you
right.
remove your objection?
I have no objection, and now
Thank you.
obviously I'm not biased.
but and he big Jersey, like for you to do
Yeah,
that as a
yeah, that was
Jersey
so
man,
disgusting, but
do that to
we'll address
Jersey.
that
I don't
another day.
know.
Hitman Holla, any objections? Okay, Disaster, and did I hear a breath? Disaster, any objections?
I
Okay,
think we talked
Tay
about
Rock, and Tay Rock, any objections? Okay, so um, our official list for this panel is Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, Sue Surf, Hitman Holla, Disaster, and Tay Rock. Those are your 6 God tiers. I'm going to add one more caveat to this situation. Each of you is going to go around the room and you get 2 people that you would want to add to this list, each of you. I'm going to say my 2 people are Verb and Arsenal. Smo, the floor is yours.
I don't want to add nobody to the list. Make this shit difficult, bro. That's
Lang. Fair enough, Schmo. Lang, who are you 2?
um if I wanted to add to
Mhm. Now's your time. Calico, whoever.
nah.
Rome Nitty. We know y'all the Nitty committee.
Um
you what he do. But if I call you the dean of dice, I'm gonna be an asshole.
nah, I ain't gonna front.
The Dean of Dice is hilarious. Sorry,
I'm
Lang, go ahead.
nah, if I had to pick 2 that I think or have like a strong case but just like maybe not quite in there, and we had a conversation about this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for one, I'm gonna go Geechee. He's not there,
Free Geechee got it.
but like I said, like he's a person that dominated the era so strong to where it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Geechee, and I'm gonna go Geechee and Verb. Those would be my two. I'll go Geechee
Geechee
and
and
Verb.
Verb. Okay, Cheo, two
I
picks.
mean, yeah, you already added a verb and you already added Arsenal because those are definitely. I'm gonna say Rex.
Hmm.
There's no
Okay,
way I'm not having a God tier debate and Rex is not in it.
Rex and Sean. Was those your two?
Oh, thanks for the assist, but no, I wasn't gonna say Sean. But now that you say, let me think about Sean.
Okay, I gotta say something about Sean really
Go
quick. Sorry. I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead, Lang.
We gonna get him for a hypothetical? I don't know about that, Lang.
I'm not gonna no. I'm not gonna get him in a hypothetical. So we had this conversation. When do y'all think Sean became top tier? Let's start there.
Surf battle.
He was top tier at the surf battle. You sure about that?
Fuck that. Yeah, that was an amazing.
Um,
Nah. Realistically, Shine. Shit, that's a good question. What was the big stage?
I say DNA battle.
I'm not mad at that.
2013.
Was
2013.
was the Arsenal battle before DNA?
That was right. That was after Big T and
But was
I
it
yeah.
mean,
before?
he wasn't good versus Arsenal a lot, so it's
No, he
not.
wasn't good, but it's a big stage, and you know what I mean. Like
I honestly don't feel like Shine was like top tier to like
Verb.
yeah.
Oof, tough.
No, he was. You know what
I
it
felt
was
like
about
no,
the
because I felt
verb?
like he was half and half. I never because like I felt like he never really put like a full year together until like preceding like 2015, 2016. And mind you, even and then mind you, when you say he became top tier in 2013, right? 2014, he was non-existent. 2015, it was primarily the 2-on-2 situation with the Verb body bag. 2016 was a terrible year for him. And then like he didn't really pick up steam to like that 3-year run that he went on after the Hitman loss. So
So here's what I would say to get you pushback. One thing we got to remember, and this is good that Smo brought this up because he is right. They were like creating the pieces in that early URL YouTube era, right? Because if we say, and I had to think about that when he said that because it was like, well, then who was top tier if there wasn't these pieces? But they were kind of like forming these characters in front of us, or like they were like solidifying them. I know Lions Den and all that, but we were kind of getting like, you know what I mean? Like, so I say that to say the Verb battle was China came off a bad wavy battle before that. It was a bad wavy battle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was like, oh, Shine is it I had to be it had to been a dip in expectation because the wavy battle didn't go good and people were like, damn, what? And then it was like, I gotta show improve again. So I feel like he had came off of a high going low into the wavy battle aftermath. So it must have been just from
well,
memory.
Him and Wavy was booked around the same time. And then remember the catalyst was the Total Slaughter conversation, which happened like the prior year, and people were down on Shine then. Like people was like, he probably can't beat
It's
Verb.
funny when you look back at it though, because it's like I don't know if it was all the way till the Verb battle. Maybe it puts him in a different, series combo because he was kind of running Verb down for a while. But then you start looking back, he got the John battle going back to 2012, man. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, when you were all starting out, he's whooping the shit out of Suge and Tay Rock. Whooped him. So then you got the John battle. You got the
Suge, not Tay Rock though. I don't think he
before
whooped
we
him.
ever get to Verb, we still got JC and all these joints doing a million. All of them got
Yeah,
moments.
yeah. He was top tier. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But that's why it'd be hard with them originals because it's like, when did Charlie Clips become top tier? I don't know when he
Right.
rock. Some, but you might want to see more work by nowadays standards. But at the time, it really took 1 or 2 battles, and we looked at you completely different.
Right.
So,
We definitely was in tune with Shine. And that's why I said I was bugging with the surf. I just wanted to make sure I don't look biased. But these people were definitely like not underdog. Like you said, that whole JC run and all. Like I remember when these drops was happening, we were watching like K Shine. Like it was that. That's why the wavy battle was like, what the hell? You struggle with wavy? Like that was like left field. And then he came back and whooped on Verb, and it was just like, okay. So I'm gonna say, yeah, those are my two. Then it'd be Rex and Sean.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right. So
I would have told a Verb and Arsenal and all, but you already
yeah.
said those.
Yeah. All right. So we are moving on from the God tier category. I want to read Schmo. I don't know if you saw Lang's definition of top tier. It was really good, actually.
I saw the clip.
He,
That you repeat it again. That'd be nice.
okay, yeah. There was 4 categories. It was output, impact, draw and positioning, accolades, and acclaim. I thought they were very good categories. Lang, is there anything you want to add? Are you good with that?
Nah, man. I just feel like you don't necessarily have to excel in all of them, but you have to be heavy in at least 2 of the 4 to really have a conversation. I feel like there's a lot of people that, to what Kheo mentioned, there's a lot of people that have achieved so much, but because there may not necessarily be a draw or maybe be the most talked about person. Like I think the example we used last time was Fonz. We were just saying like, yo, he's achieved so much. He may not be like the guy that like headlines every card, or maybe be like as big as like a Easy or anything like that. Someone that came out of his class, but it's very hard for me not to say he's top tier when he's beating top tier competition. He has accolades. He's amongst the top ranked battlers actively right now. Like so, it's a way to kind of like balance, have an equilibrium of like how someone can become top tier without necessarily being like a draw necessarily.
Okay. Okay. Can you give us a couple examples of top tier people, Lang?
Sure, that are not a draw, or just in general.
Just in general, top tier.
So I'm just list off names, and then you guys can say when you object or whatever.
Exactly. Let's say
Okay.
5.
Okay. 5 people. All right.
Mhm.
So I already said Fonz, right? Chef Trez.
Okay.
I agree with that. Okay. I'm gonna throw some curves because I just want to see where you guys are at in terms of whatever
Mhm.
curveballs. That's crazy. All right.
Even more.
Baseball term, whatever.
For the God, the name of this battler, bro.
Okay. JC.
Okay.
Y'all agree with JC? Cool. All right.
It's here in the YouTube comments. It's tough out here.
That's what I'm
It's nasty
saying.
business out here for real.
Depends what YouTube comments, because he's beloved in other sections, but there's
Yep.
people who hold that on JC. Man.
There's definitely a pocket of people that absolutely can't stand JC. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Swamp.
Okay.
I got Swamp in top tier.
Okay. And then last one, I'm gonna go Real Sick.
Okay.
You name it,
Now-
newer ones who probably the last
Because these are the people that get the pushback that I feel like get like
Okay,
not
so
JC,
we
not
need to-
JC
we need
necessarily,
to
but the
address-
people, the new guys that get
everybody
pushback.
know DNA, Shine.
Yeah, no,
even
it's
if my
good that
God
you picked
tier
these.
Reserve, Hitman, Nitty,
Yeah,
Geechee.
yeah.
Like, we all know what's going on.
It's good that you pick these so that we can make definitive decisions on these people. So that's good. Kheo, are you gonna set off the Snake Eyes comment or am I?
Yeah, you already know I am. So let's just get to this elephant in
Let's
the
get to
room
it.
because
Let's get to
listen, and I do like Lang's 4. I still think I still use my 3 because I think it's the same. I feel like the components of what he's saying is the same thing when I say draw, resume, and talent. My 5 is Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes. You know why?
Yeah,
Because this is the bar. This is the litmus test for my original thesis. My original statement is no one wants to admit what's right in front of our faces. It's all there. The resume's there, the draws there, the talent is there. Or you want to say the output, you want to say the impact, you want to say the awards and acclaim, you want to say I don't know off the top of my head, but Snake Eyes is the only chink in his armor was he's not really that talented. He promos better than he battles, but he's whooping people. Frank, read Snake Eyes win-loss record on URL, please.
I would love to. Allow me to list off his win record here. The app currently, salute to URL TV app. Make sure you get that wonderful app.
not that with statistics. I'm gonna let you rock though.
Okay. Smo hating on the app. Wow.
Literally, technically not right, but you don't even know, so I'm gonna let you get it.
Okay, still hating on the app. So we've got Mike P versus Snake Eyes listed as a Snake Eyes win.
Wait.
Mike wait,
Y'all objecting already?
Wait.
Tail,
Wait. No.
This is
Mike,
crazy.
and Frank don't know. You know, he just
Wait,
This is
wait,
crazy.
wait,
This is
wait.
crazy. The
Do
hate ain't
you
gonna be
guys? Wait,
on.
hold on. I gotta ask this.
Mhm.
Because
I can't
Let's
wait.
get a unanimous agreement. Does everybody agree that Mike P lost to Snake Eyes?
I do not. I'm trying to figure out what rounds y'all gave him.
Have you watched the battle, Frank?
I don't remember it. This is a
Oh
very
my
old battle.
god.
This battle happened. This battle happened in
Oh,
2019. I don't remember it. I'm gonna be honest.
December of
Dap
2000.
got disaster 3-0 versus Real Sick. Dap got Kid Slade beating Rum Nitty. Dap got a bunch of dumb shit.
Hold on. Okay, so we'll get to it. So y'all disagree with that one? Y'all
They're
disagree with
What rounds? You never remember when
If-
we talk about battles. Like
Nah,
that's
you
the
know what?
thing I noticed. You never
hold
remember.
on.
I know.
If we're not in unanimous agreement, it comes out that
So
so
like, you gotta let him read the list off.
You
Okay, I'm
read the
sorry.
list, and then
okay, so
we'll top it up.
we're taking Mike P off the
Read
list.
off.
Read the list.
I'm not
The
taking
app
nothing off the
also
list. Just read it.
the app also has Snake Eyes beating Tay Rock.
Keep going. Just keep going. Speed through
Does
them.
everybody agree or no?
Nah,
Speed. We're gonna talk about it after. We're gonna just speed through them.
Okay. So Snake Eyes, Mike P.
Rock and Snake is kind of close, so I'm not even that bad.
Okay. It has him beating Av at rookies versus sophomores.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It has him beating Riggs, and it has him beating Nitty. Interesting. Okay. Those are the app battles. We do know
There wasn't another one.
Wait,
I
hold
thought
on.
there
How
was
many
another
app
one up
battles do we
there.
have? How many app battles do we have?
Anyone that's seen Av and Snake and seen Mike P and Snake, even respect to Snake, because I think he really is arguable as a recent. But like, you didn't watch them battles, Frank, and you over here talk about it, you would look crazy.
I do not remember either one of those battles.
If you watch either of those battles, you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on with the URL app?"
Okay, but I do think that let's take the ones that are reasonable. I do think that the Tay Rock one is debatable. I think that's fair.
I thought he beat Tay Rock. Actually, I did think he beat Tay Rock. I know that wasn't. I thought he beat Tay Rock.
Be mad at 3 every day that he say it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought he beat Tay Rock. I did, and I thought he beat Riggs. I thought he beat Riggs, and I thought Riggs was the favorite.
He beat Riggs. He beat Riggs. That was a good win.
And I had him beating Nitty. I remember those two battles for sure.
That's insane.
A lot of people did.
A lot of people got him beating Nitty. That's not.
Can I ask a question? Of course. You name how many battles you named?
I named like 4, but we only really count.
How many app battles does he have total?
Oh shit! It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He named 5.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
And then how many you say he won?
I had him winning. Where we say like 4.
You named 5 battles. You named 5 battles. I don't know. He didn't read through the whole 16.
Are you asking about? Well, no. I just read the ones that he's winning on the app.
Right.
So out of the 16, he has 5 that he's winning on the app.
Yeah.
But again, the point is that Snake has become top tier. Not that he was always top tier. Not that he was top tier years ago. That he has become top tier. That's the point.
Does anyone object to Snake Eyes being top tier? Let's just start.
This is a tough one, right? Because I think he's right there. I wouldn't say he's top tier, but I think he's really right there. There's just a couple of things I don't think that he's fully done. Where now he is starting to headline some events, no question about it. Like the Danny one is a we booked you to headline. The Swamp one is a we really booked you to sought after battles. The Heat promo versus top competition. Him and Rex ended up headlining. We know that's not what the plan was, but they were the co-main. And actually, it was such a good battle that it helped land the plane and turn Exodus around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to see consistency.
And Bill Collector as well. Him and Bill Collector, they also turned the tide.
For a while, right? And I do believe for
him and J2. Keep going, Smo.
I haven't changed my opinion really. He's lost to most of the top tiers. And even when they're good battles, he loses a lot of those battles. He's starting to make it more competitive, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be real. I got him losing clearly to Bill, Rex, Nitty, Swamp.
Oh no, he beat Rex. He beat Rex.
That is crazy.
He beat Rex with gas against
Rex
him.
won the battle the night before.
No wonder you ain't comfortable in your own skin. He was talking to him so great. Look at me with your dead eye. I'm not going to act like Rex may have quotable after quotable after quotable.
Yo, no. Okay, hold on. So you're saying he is top tier or he's almost
No, but
there?
here's my thing. Here's the things that he's missing because the wins and losses are subjective. And he's one of the few battlers when I've gauged him. Like, I don't be seeing what people see like back, but he's definitely improved, and it's
100%.
showing in his output because we ain't seen it, but allegedly he cleared Loso and Danny Myers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that's
On top of
big.
that,
That's
his
major.
battle, even if I got him losing them battles, people, a lot of people got him winning some of those matchups. Like we all got Rex, people, or got him beating Rex regardless. And like all those battles are fire. So now the footage is coming there. But my thing, big stages, right? I'm campaigning and I want to see him get his first SM battle, like solo SM battle. I want to see him open versus Arsenal to be. I think
Arsenal,
Arsenal and
yeah.
Snake hit it off perfect. But that's where it's like, I think with top tier, same thing with God tier. It's about how you're booked. He was getting top tiers in the past, sprinkles of it, but it's one of them mid tiers that was collecting them. But it would happen here, happen there. Battle T top, battle Av, battle, you know what I'm saying? He got Matt Hoffa in his first push, but even that didn't end up going anywhere too crazy. So I think that there's a level of booking to it where you start making gnomes and SMs. And really, people won't even claim it till you make about a couple. I know that's not the barometer the way it used to be. Other big stage events, he makes TBLs, bigger events. So he's getting there. And then on top of that, my thing is he's from the YouTube era, right? And I think he would proudly claim that. His draw, like, it's getting there. And I think amongst the people that love Snake, it feels like it's everywhere. But the man been around since the YouTube era without a million view battle.
Okay.
And I would have that same rule for anyone that's been around. Now, granted, now he's in an era popping off where YouTube as a whole is going to be down for battle rap. So maybe if we went by those metrics, he'd have, but we can't play those games. You've been around for a minute. So it's little things like that where I think sometimes, and this happens with battlers I like, battlers we all like when you're in the bubble of the hype, you're like, it's so impactful. It really might just be your group. And for a while, I felt like the Snake impact was just like the people really excited about Snake in a circle. But now it's to a point, bro, like with the Danny shit, that's a valid talent. I mean, he got Danny admitting defeat in the middle of a Mook campaign. That's serious.
Crazy.
I want to see him on an SM or a Gnome or something like that. His resume getting that point where he's got a few signature wins on there for sure. Like even if you grade him harshly, like he's got some signature wins versus some top tiers. His own style. I don't know if at this moment I wouldn't tell like I wouldn't say Snake Eyes is top tier, but I could really see a world where like before the end of the year he is. And I don't I didn't think that was someone who I thought for sure plateaued where they're at, but he's having, I like to call it that Kyle Lowry career arc, man. We thought we knew who Kyle Lowry was, and out of nowhere, we're like, oh, this guy's a fucking all-star at 30.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Okay, so almost top tier.
Yeah, I think he's right there. And if some people start debating it the way y'all are, I don't hate it. I just hate the app point you were using. I hate it to death because you don't even know how crazy what you're doing is. But it's like, overall, there is a good case for Snake to be top tier.
I got a rage bait. Come on, man. It can't all be roses up here. Lang, do you want to add anything to this Snake Eyes convo?
I know I'm giving him a hard time, but I honestly do think that he's gotten better each and every year. Like from I mean, shit, I feel like he did, like, the last 2 years has been some of the best Snake I've seen. Like, he's had really good performances. Like, last year, like, all his performances outside of, like, maybe 2 with the Capo performance and then Runa and Brandon, like, those are performances I actually really enjoyed. I think that his ability to make us care about a battle, and one thing I will give Snake is that like outside like a couple performances, I can never really say he doesn't give 110% in every battle. Like I genuinely feel like he goes in every battle trying to win. And I respect that a lot. Like it's very hard to put yourself out there and promo, talk a lot of shit, because you make every battle hard to win. Like honestly, you know what I'm saying? Especially when going against top tier competition. I think that he is still a high mid-tier battler, but this will be my official stamp. If he goes on Gnome or SM and gets a dub, I have nothing else to say. I will publicly apologize for me not considering him top tier. I will apologize. I will. You can hold me to that. He's on Gnome. If he's on Gnome, if he's on Gnome or SM against a top tier opponent, against a top tier dub, he's top tier. I think that would be the official stamp.
And I'm gonna say I don't got to apologize because if he ends up getting the Arsenal battle, he is for sure going to be Arsenal on SM. So I think that would just be kind of an inauguration. I think it'd be right there for him.
Wait, Sean, you went too far. Listen, I don't even know what that statement means, but I'm gonna say this. I got to get this pushback while we're on the subject. Snake Eyes had a career, like you said. He was on YouTube earlier. He was on he was on what was him Ace Amin on Lang? What was that on?
Summer Impact.
Summer Impact. Okay.
Reloaded.
So,
It was only
So he
like
was
3 battles on the
he was
card.
on a big stage.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't the greatest battle, but he did have the line spinning in my boots that everybody liked. The point is he always had that potential. What I'm saying is this. A lot of people, shout out my man Bandit. I was talking to Bandit earlier in the year, and Bandit was on URL, not on URL, but he having a redemption arc. It's hard when you get off the machine to stay relevant. It's hard when you get off the machine and get kicked off or whatever, however you want to put it, and find a way to still be relevant in the culture and have people tuning in and have people talking about you. This guy that went to every other platform, from the Riot to TBL to the trenches to like he RB, like I don't know about RB, but he's been everywhere and he's been pushing the culture of that mid tier that y'all want him at. Because yes, in the past, I don't got no argument for y'all. I'm saying though that it's been a steady incline for years now. Years. From not ever
What year would you
being
say
considered Cody.
Snake got out the mud, man. I can't lie. Snake did get
He got it out the mud. Look at the last two champions. Excuse me. Look at the last two Codys. The last 2 or 3 Codys, people be like, yo, they really playing Snake. Damn, that ain't right, Snake. I saw a bubble from like a little people to a few more people to last year. It was all in the chat. Snake.
One of them years y'all was tripping though. Y'all just
no, we wasn't tripping. We might have been a little early to the party, but the party was there.
There's no such thing as early to the party. Some years he gonna be worth it, some years he not. Just because you like him don't mean that he just.
But it's not even you. The people are speaking. The people are telling. Listen,
stumbles.
He went to the Riot.
He beat Geechee under crazy circumstances.
He beat.
No, I didn't go that far, but it was a good battle. He didn't get. If he was so mid, he would be getting.
Frank's the biggest Snake fan in the world. He ain't seen half of Snake's catalog.
Geechee was freestyling through that whole battle. Oh, and your shorts say this. Y'all didn't watch.
I know, but that's when Geechee was. Yeah, Geechee be doing that. Yeah, you're right. This is the point. I don't want to argue the wins and losses.
You remember that?
You remember the moment he lost that he won. How'd that work?
All right, man. God bless you.
Listen, I'm saying this. I don't want to argue what's subjective, but he's been putting in work across the board on multiple leagues. Main eventing. I'm not taking away people's main events. This is why I used to get so mad with the Coffee Brown Woody talk. Like they just sweep under the rug people main eventing. Like she was main eventing against Grid in Canada and Gemini in UK. And they just like, oh yeah, she was overseas and just left it like it didn't mean nothing. Like main eventing is main eventing. I don't care what league it's on.
Coffee into the conversation, Jay. Amazing. Well done. Just well done. Let me know when you land your planes. We can go on to the mid tiers.
But we cannot skip over this fact of you got someone main eventing the draw. Views are up. Now, 1 million views is in a million. It's just like the rap game. Platinum ain't the same. 100,000 is the new million. I know it ain't exactly that, but I'm just saying like nobody's getting 1 million views like that really. For the most. Back in the day, we could you can get 1 million views out of some oddball names sometimes. Not oddball names, but names that you'd be like, oh damn, you got 1 million views. Welcome to the club. What I'm saying, he's getting the views relative to the times. He's getting the events. Main staging, he's getting the face-offs that are getting views. He's promoing, he's drawing, his talent is there. Him and Tech Say Go is one of the trenches' best battles.
Fire battle.
Not their best battle, but it's one of their best. Like literally, him and Tech Say Go is and I know you can say, well, he having debatable with Tech Say Go. No, I'm saying the quality is that he's putting in the work every battle, whether it's a low tier, whether it's a God tier like Rex or a new tier like Tech Say Go. Come on, man. What else do he have to do?
No, I agree.
Be it Loso and Danny a week apart. Y'all talking about Danny versus Mook, and I love Danny. But with Snake beat him, now we're going to sweep it under the rug. Oh, well, Danny choked 3 rounds. That's the only reason he won. Like, nah, we can't keep doing this to Snake.
Nobody said that, though. You just made that up. You just made up some shit nobody said yet because the battle not out. Fuck out of here. We all...
all right.
No. I might have been adding some dot to it But people did say, I did hear people saying, "Oh, because he choked all through." Look at the comments. The truth is in the comments.
We're done with the snake
On the
combo.
interview.
We're done with the snake
On the
combo.
interview. On the interview. On the Danny Myers interview. Hold on, Frankie. On the Danny Myers interview, people in the comments saying, "All right, I'll let my plan." Frank don't want. Frank, see Snake.
We talked about Snake for 45 minutes last time. Okay, so just to run down the top tier list right quick. Fonz, everybody's in agreement? Chef Trez, JC, Swamp, Real Sick. Okay.
No, let me ask you a question. Hold on. You're going too fast. Who's the last top tiers? That's what I always like to ask this question. We already answered the last time, but Smo up here now. Who's the last person that made top tier? Or relatively, like, you don't got to be exact, but like, who's the last person you like now? He's top tier.
I would say the last group of people, man. Like, one. Okay, I'm gonna say this because this was like a special night, and me and Smo was in the building for it. I feel like Fonz and Sikh became top tier the same night. Like, I feel like they both became top tier Summer Madness 13 when Fonz beat Suge on the big stage, and then when Real Sick finally got a clear dub on the big stage against another top tier. Now, after that, I would say this is gonna sound crazy, but I think Chef Trez became top tier 2023. And I believe Swamp became top tier right before that, 2022, after he got off the stage with Tay-Rock. So like those were like the last slew of top tiers. And then right after that, I think I officially crowned Jay top tier after his after the battle he had with Madflex and Geechee back to back. So like those are like the last slew of top tiers that I feel like occurred since then.
I like that. What about you, Smo?
For me, yeah, I mean, I think them UM1 cats, I wouldn't even straight up put Jay in there yet. But I think if I had to look at maybe how the culture views it, because I like to look at that too. Top tier, not just about my fucking opinion. It's about when they really get there to everybody too. Fonz beating John. I think like the way he did it and everything, grudge match kind of lit up that night. I thought that was a moment where I was like, where I think everyone, even people that didn't fuck with Fonz like that, because I remember they're like, why is Fonz and John book, blah, blah, blah. And then when he did what he did, I've been had him there for a year or two. But I think that's for some people, like that was the last guy that really like officially made it. But outside of that, I don't know. I think that's it. And then you got guys that are about to be on the brink. Like I think Eunice and Slade, they do a couple of things right. Snake we talked about, but I think especially Eunice and Slade, they do a couple of things right. They can make it happen. So
agreed. Okay, so Eunice and Slade are the pending top tiers. We're gonna have to reconvene for part 3 to do mid tiers and low tiers. I appreciate everybody making time to pull up. I guess we'll close out with one thing. Does everybody agree that the new tier doesn't exist? That we're just gonna start with low tier?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why, even though they do. They do agree.
Jay, I'll let you end the thing, but Smo, why?
Why they shouldn't? I mean, I want to hear what Kheo says so I can respond. Because for me, it's like, yeah, because I want to see why it should exist. Because I could tell you a million reasons why it shouldn't exist.
The reason it exists is this: like any other thing, like basketball, rookies, All-Star game. The rookies get to go to the All-Star game on the rookies. Now we do rookies versus sophomore. Back in the day, it was I forget. But anyway, when cats come into the league, into this battle rap thing, when they had a breakout, when they get known, they're new. No one be like, oh, Eunice, you low tier, or you high, you top tier, or you mid. They just like, oh, the new cat, he making noise. The new cat. I know people look at it like I'm giving them because you're not the only one who said this. People say this in the comments. It's not that I'm giving them a handicap or it's just what it is. Our expectations for new battlers are different. Our bar of judging them is different. The curve that we grade them on, I know I just said the same thing 3 different ways, but the point is new cats are viewed differently and answered and ranked differently. So all I'm saying is when you get in the game and you really got a name now, it's like, all right, he knew. I didn't say that lasts for 15 years. I didn't say that lasts for 10 years. I'm saying it lasts for a couple of years, relatively speaking, because people usually don't battle that much every year. Somebody like Klutz don't battle that often, but when you're new, you just new. So you get that time to just be new. And then after you knew, like Eunice is never going to be considered, his career is going to be a career where he's never been low tier. There's never been a time when Eunice was low tier. He was new, and then now that he's basically exiting new, if not this year, definitely by next year, but probably this year, it was, probably last year was his last new year. But like once he's out of like, oh, Eunice is that new cat, he's definitely a mid tier or higher. Or like you just say, he's on the precipice of top tier. So I gotta just freak and say like, he came in low tier. No, he just came in new.
Argue, I mean, at the same time though, Eunice had to go get his reps and play. Because here's the thing, Eunice kind of got 2 berths in battle rap because we really tapped in. So we know from Spaces to he did a couple live battles. He battles fucking Appa on what's that, GTX that he battled up on? I think the first time. And then like he battles Cuban. This is all work before he really gets to the league for real. He's a lower tier guy really earning it. He on the map for us, but for a lot of people, he just some guy Eunice that people heard about in Twitter Spaces. Then he comes to URL, he get the rebirth. That's really where people know him from. And as we know in battle rap, whenever you break out, really like whenever the people get to know you,
that's when you break out. Yeah, that's your rookie year.
Thing.
But that's the thing that's been around though. I don't want to make it. I don't want to sweep that under the rug. That's not like just new for Eunice. It's always been like that.
But I hear where you coming from a little bit, right? When you put it like that, because I like to think of it across other sports, right? So when we talk about basketball, when a guy come into the league, right, them first 2 or 3 years, we might have expectations, right? But let's say you have a good rookie year and a sophomore slump. We expect you to be all-star by year 3, but we don't know. It's looking rough for you right now. We still give you grace. Like we give those talents grace. We ain't made the bet on him yet because we don't know if he's a 3-and-D player or if he's a franchise piece. We got to see by year 5 how it's looking. And I think some of that be happening in battle rap, but I don't think there's a whole tier for it because some guys be developmental projects, be going around. Some got like people would call Hansel, Klutz, Capo, and Wusai new guys. To a lot of people, they kind of are new guys. These guys ain't fucking new, dude. They've been on URL like 3 or 4 years now. Like it's time. Like, what are you? You know what I'm saying? You're not new forever, Benjamin Buttons.
You're not. So how long would the new grace period last? I said somewhere between 3 years to 5 years. So I could settle on 4. I could take 3. I could take 3 years.
Battle rap, I'm giving you maybe 2 years. And some of y'all I'll be knowing early. Some of y'all we did not have to wait on. No disrespect. Like, yo, and I actually think he's a little underrated right now, but I didn't need 2 full years to be like, yeah, authentic, probably not on the way to top tier, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But I actually authentic part of that role. I feel the same way about a few guys. Feel the same way about Eyez. Even you know what I'm saying? I guess Hansel.
I'm not gonna lie, Smo. I gotta call Cap because you thought he was. You thought he was up next after Hansel. You thought he was up next after Hansel.
Nah, I thought Eyez was up next. I didn't think Eyez was up next. I was just really moved by the way that he beat Hansel. And I was like, man, maybe we got to see another second battle. It never got better after that. You know what I'm saying? But
some cats like Kid Slade. We could see Kid Slade. We could see Kid Slade. I remember seeing him in the Crucible and saying like
he was but he went to mid tier for a bit, bro. Like he had to work around and make some shit happen. Like Kid Slade ain't been new this whole time.
No. I'm saying, but we gave him. She happens. What tier is she happens?
He happens for sure a mid tier, not even questionable.
Mid tier, but he has the ability to be top tier for sure.
But he already been in the league. He mid tier. He already done battle.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I'm about to say. It looked like you didn't agree with that.
No. I'm saying
we're not having mid-tier convos though. That's gonna be
no. We're not. I'm just saying this.
We're closing out.
I'm saying this. When we see new cats, we do judge them on the curve. We can't just say everybody comes in low tier because that's not true. And they don't just come in mid tier or they just come in and we just give them like this new era. I never called it new tier. Maybe I did, but I just meant
word the amendment, whatever the fuck amendment. You know what I'm saying? Well, amendment, right? You can be a new guy. I ain't making a whole tier for you, but I can recognize, you new right now. But I just don't think you need a tier though, bro.
Like, but you wouldn't call them a tier though. Even all right, so you said such and such came in the league. He's new.
He's pretty much. Hold on. Can I say something really quick? He's pretty much. I think his point is like he's pretty much saying it seems like you're reluctant to call a new guy low tier. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this.
Any tier, I'm saying. What is King? King is new.
King's
right?
But he a mid-tier battle rapper, bro.
Okay. So he just came in mid-tier. Because he's the same as when he came in. From the first time from the trenches to right now.
He got there about quick as a bitch.
What I'm trying to say is
You got there
his.
so quick, you're not even gonna really think like, yeah, when he battled
Watch
Star
this.
in the semifinal, like he was a low tier. Like
Who?
whoever the white guy was, he battled in the semifinal of the trenches
Z to
tournament.
drop out.
Z to drop out.
Z to drop out in the finals. But I
I know,
can't
he
hear you.
battled-
You got broke up.
Was whatever.
I'm
but
saying is King is the same draw, the same talent, and of course his resume, because he's had years now, a couple of years under his belt, but not that many battles in a couple of years. But he had, you know what I mean? Or to take Lang's formula, it's the same it's not like Snake Eyes when you
disagree
say
with that.
he was this.
I disagree with
Well,
that.
you think he's way better now in 2025 than
From when he
2023?
battled Saga to now, like yes, he
King?
has improved a lot. He has improved
You
a
talk about
lot.
Bar Wars, King?
Yes, he's improved a lot.
Well, I'm not counting Bar Wars.
Even before then.
Gentlemen,
But I'm not counting that.
This is a mid-tier.
He got Rookie of the Year. He got Rookie of the Year in 2023.
This is a mid-tier conversation.
That's for the second round.
We're gonna save that for the third round. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Stay tuned for part 3. Lang, is there anything you wanted to add, or Smo, plug what you're working on, please?
I got a good combo as always, and of course we talk mid tiers and low tiers. That's the ones that be the most upset. It don't be the top tiers. It be the guy, whatever. But a good combo as always. And for those watching Smo reviews on YouTube, man, we're back active, and it's a lot going on at Battle Rap right now. You've been looking around. We got SM going on, we got some other shit going on. So expect some coverage on the channel, man. But a good dialogue as always, gentlemen.
Of course, Lang, you want to plug anything?
Dang, he just dropped. That's crazy. He threw me off. Nah,
We're
man.
about to be out of here anyway.
About to say, speaking on language show, man. Like I said, Snake Eyes, you make known, we make SM, you get a dub. I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna apologize.
Let's go.
Simple as
Lang. Kheo, do you want to take us
Late to the party. Listen, man, it's good convo as always. Definitely appreciate everybody that was up here. Definitely respect everybody's opinions. I just can't wait, man, because I listen. You get vindicated by results, man. I just can't wait, man. What more we got to do to prove these points, man?
Let's go, Snake. You know what to do. We out of here.